to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship-building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non-meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels live. I'm live from Vegas. I'm at the Conrad Resorts World, Las Vegas, as we speak. Now, I'm sitting up here trying to get music going and all this stuff, and I'm hoping you guys can hear me okay. But like I said, I don't know why I'm doing too much. You know what I mean? I'm trying to produce, I'm trying to write, I'm trying to direct, and I'm doing this all to myself, right? So, but anyway, there's the music. Music is gone. Thank you so much. So now I need to just, if you guys can bear with me for 1 second, I just need to, like I said, I'm trying to do all these things at one time. And did I really need to do all this? I don't know, but I did it anyway. But thank you so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Like I said, we are live from the Conrad Hotel Resorts World in Las Vegas. This is show number 149. And today's Tuesday, so I'm like, well, okay, just because I'm taking a trip doesn't mean I can't do the show. Doesn't mean I'm not going to do the show, right? So I got here early enough to come here and checked in. I even had some issues. I even had a little slight hiccup, meaning I checked into a room that, this is a non-smoking hotel, right? But obviously the previous guest who was in this room had smoked, or not this room, but another room had smoked. And I was like, man, that's got to be the strongest cigarette smoke I've ever smelled. So I went downstairs and then quickly got it resolved and came and got me another room on a higher floor, more of an upgrade, what do you call it? A view of the strip, because the other one didn't have a view of the strip. So, but yeah, so sometimes, when things don't go right initially, they end up working out for you, right? So, I'm just lucky. I'm just blessed to be here, right? So, but, and I want to thank Christopher downstairs at the front desk for, taking care of that. I mean, he took care of it quick, fast, and in a hurry. And that's what you want, right? That's what hospitality is all about. It's the feeling that you get after someone assists you, right? It's the feeling that you get from someone else. And I felt a sense of hospitality from Christopher, just a little while ago, as he, gave me a new room. And in a hurry, and that's what you want, right? That's what hospitality is all about. Let me turn. I didn't realize my sound was up on my phone. So Lonnie Wolf, thank you so much for joining. I'm sorry, I just now looked over at my comments. Lonnie, thank you so much for joining. Lonnie's from he's in Florida, okay? And then he says, "Ooh, Vegas, I love the cuisine in Vegas." Okay, so we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the cuisine is like. I understand there's like 25 restaurants in here, so we're gonna check it out. So like I said, I just got here. I didn't have time to really, videotape. Normally I would videotape as I'm walking into the room, but I haven't done that. But you know what? Guess what? I'll do that later. Okay. I'll do a live, but check it out on Instagram, right? So, but anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. So, but yeah, so just glad to be here. Why am I here? Did somebody ask me that? Why am I here? I'm here for the IPEC conference. That's IPEC, IPEC stands for Independent Planners Educational Conference. So I'm an independent meeting planner. So I was invited. A lot of planners get in. Well, independent planners. So that's a difference. So if you work for a corporation, that's different. If you like work for like a Helms Briscoe, or you're contracted through a Helms Briscoe, that's not you. This independent is basically independent of all that. So I'm Russell of Hotels, right? So I'm not affiliated with any third party like a Helms Briscoe or a conference director. I'm not affiliated with them at all, and nor are the people that are attending. So it's independent planners educational conference. So it goes from today and ends on Thursday. So this is actually my third or fourth one, I believe. First time on the West Coast, I believe. Most of them that I've gone to were on the East Coast, like DC and where was it? Well, one was in Texas, DC, Texas, and then Atlantic City. So, and then Dylan, hey, welcome, Dylan. I am glad the hospitality shine. That's great. I look follow forward to following along on your result. Thank you so much, Dylan. I appreciate it. Dylan's the GM over at the Fairfield Inn in Eugene, Oregon. So if you ever, you're taking your kids to go to school at University of Oregon, go Ducks. You may want to stay at the Fairfield Inn because it's right down the street, literally right down the street from the campus, right? So I don't think you can get any closer than that, right, Dylan? Can you? I'm not sure, but no, if you're ever in Eugene, Oregon, which is near University of Oregon, that's where Dylan is the general manager. He's at that hotel, brand new hotel. It's great. You need to check it out. And Dylan is starting to up his game on social media. So I'm so proud of Dylan. He's actually been trying to follow me, right? So he's following and seeing or hearing some of the advice that I give, and I appreciate that. And so Dylan, thank you so much. And if you ever need questions, ever have questions, please ask. And that's what it's all about, right? So, but anyway, where am I? Where am I? So I got everything queued up here and ready to go. So, industry news, right? So, I got a lot of stuff today, a lot of industry news stuff. So, bear with me. What do travelers want from hotels? These are things that sometimes these are things that keep me up at night. These three questions keep me up at night, right? And I know people would like to know the answers to these questions. I mean, is there a right or wrong answer to these questions? I don't know, but these are, this is Russell of Hotels speaking. Okay, so this is what I think about what's going on. What do travelers want from hotels? I'll tell you, more technology. Okay, so and what I mean by that, the whole check-in experience, that whole reception experience when you check in. Do I need to go to the front desk? I shouldn't have to go to the front desk at all. Okay, so that's where we're leaning towards, right? Meaning, um, I've downloaded my app, whatever that is, Hilton Honors, whatever that app. I've made my reservations. Um, and then I should be able to get my, access to my room without having to check in or go to the front desk or stand in a long line or whatever. Um, I should be able to just go to my desk. Okay, I mean, there's a series of things that you need to check off on your app. I understand that, but they should give you access. And this is just me saying this. I think they should give you access right away. As soon as if they have the rooms available, give access to you. With all this technology and geofencing and all that stuff, we can figure out when people walk in the building, right? With that device that you have the app loaded on, right? So you should be able to just go straight to your room, check in, via virtual, and then enjoy your room, enjoy your stay or whatever. So the less contact, the better. That's just me. I think people are looking more for that. Yeah, you can go and check in and then, okay, they give you access to okay, now you can use the app and now you can do that. Well, I think that's missing something. I just think that there's more people that are going to be wanting that, especially the millennials. I mean, that's where people are gearing up to market to those people, to promote their business to that. So I just think that those are the things that they're going to be looking for. Not necessarily me. I mean, I'm looking for it too, but I'm looking for a totally different reason, right? But maybe it was a good thing today that that didn't happen because I had to go back downstairs anyway to get another room. But just think, if it's all app related, maybe I can text message someone, hey, my room is smoky. You text a bot. The bot tells you, okay, someone is on the way to change your room, and then they come, and I don't have to always go. I don't have to go all the way downstairs, stand in the line again, and then explain what happened, right? So smoking, my room's been smoking. Somebody smoked in my room. I would like to change rooms. So they should be able to do all that on the app, right? So I think that's part of what people are looking for. Hold on one second. So this is, and I forgot to say this before I started my rant on industry news, but I welcome comments, I welcome the conversations, and then I'm going to look and take a look and see exactly what these questions are. So if I'm getting away from the topic, it's because I'm looking at my phone, and that's where the comments are. So let's see. Lonnie says, "Good job, Dylan." Dylan says, "This is our largest guest demographic: guests and parents, college tours, college athletics. We're honored to be in this community." See, I was right. See, so if you're going to University of Oregon, you need to stay at the Fairfield Inn in Eugene. Okay, so because and just tell Dylan that ask for that Russell of hotels rate. That's what you need to do, and I'm sure Dylan will take care of you. He'll know exactly what you're talking about, right? But no, they do college tours. They have athletic teams that stay there as well. So regardless of where you're going to Oregon or to Eugene for, I think the Fairfield Inn is a good stop, and I think that's a great place to go. Lonnie Wolf says to include cleanliness, safety, and presentation within. Yes, I think so. You're talking about the app, right, Lonnie? So I think, yeah, those things as well. Just saying hi, Maret Padavani. Hey, Maret, how are you? I hope you are well. Stay safe out there. I know you're in Switzerland, but just stay safe. And I didn't mention that, the things, the world, with things that are going on in the world, my prayers, thoughts, and prayers are out to that part of the world for some type of resolution. I mean, it's crazy that what's going on in this world, but yeah, my prayers and thoughts are the people that are dealing with, issues of war. So I'll just leave it at that. Um, but anyway, back to what I was saying. So I'm thinking, and getting back to the question, what do travelers want from hotels? More tech, 100% virtual check-in. I mean, not not stopping at the desk at all, just bypassing the desk and just going to your room because I already have it on my app. The room says it's available. I checked in. I'm done. Okay, I got assigned room 252, and that's where I'm going. Okay, so and then what about extra towels? Maybe if I need extra towels, what about automated for that? The same app will be able to give me, okay, I need extra towels, or I want to order room service, things like that. So all that stuff, and I know some hotels are further along than others, but I just think that when you ask what do travelers want from hotels, I think they're looking for them to up their game, and when I mean up their game, they're up their game on more technology. Okay, the technology is there. Some hotels have it, just some don't, right? So I just think we need to catch up on that, um, and make sure there's no Wi-Fi issues. I did upgrade my Wi-Fi today just because I'm doing the show. Normally, I would not have done that. I just would have used the regular Wi-Fi. But remember, the Wi-Fi that you're using, the typical Wi-Fi that's complimentary, that's free, you're sharing that with everyone else, right? So my suggestion, if you're doing more than just checking your email, if you're doing a podcast and you don't want any glitches in the podcast, I would suggest you go to that upper tier. That I mean, I think I paid $20 extra for the internet connection, and that's $20 well spent as long as I don't have any glitches, right? So, and hopefully I have not have any glitches. But Wi-Fi, we need more better Wi-Fi, QR code for things outside the hotel. And this particular hotel does have QR codes for everything that's inside the hotel. So the maps are where the meeting space is, which I'm gonna have to use in a couple minutes after this show because I have to go check in. All the restaurants, the restaurant menus, all that stuff are on QR codes throughout the hotel. So you don't have to, I don't have to go to the website and I have to do all that. I can just bloop, click it on my phone, automatically downloads or automatically opens, and then I know where I'm going, right? Like I said, I'm gonna have to find where the meeting space is for that. So, what do hotels want? I mean, what do travelers want from hotels? Just more automation, more technology, and they want it now, right? So, there you go. What happens? Okay, the next one says if later labor shortages continue, then what? What happens if later labor shortages continue? Hotels will have to adopt some of the above mentioned practices, meaning if labor shortages continue, then you're really going to have to up your technology game because, and I'm just going to say this because I've heard this, right? I've had conversation with other people that some of the smaller hotels have gone to no one at the front desk. basically they've gone to like a Airbnb model, right? Airbnb, your everything is remote, right, or virtual. You're checking in, you're doing everything. Maybe even the key is, I mean, they have the automatic keys because I can do this at my house from my phone. I can unlock my front door. I can unlock I can open and close my garage door from wherever I am, right? So if I have it at home, back in the day, or say, well, back in the day, say within the last 5 to 10 years, we looked at hotels to see what the technology was, right? Well, now the home or your regular Joe Blow has caught up to hotels and surpassed them. Because if I have this where I can unlock my door now as I speak and open and close my garage door, we should be able to do the same things for hotels. Not opening the garage door, of course, because you don't have a garage door at the hotel, or you shouldn't, right? So I'm just saying, those are things I'm saying that we have the technology already at my household, right? And I can put everybody on there that I want to put on there, right? So I got 3 people on that list that whoever can use that, open the garage door and open it and close it, or open the front door, things like that. So if we have it, you should be able to have it too, right? Meaning, if we're traveling, we should be able to have it. So if labor shortages continue, that means that the technology game is going to really have to come quick, fast, and in a hurry. It's going to have to come faster than it is now, right? So, I mean, everything, these three things kind of go hand in hand. And the third one says, is Airbnb a trend to hotels? Well, is it a threat? Excuse me. And I have these glasses on now. These aren't my new glasses. Remember last week I lost my other glasses. Well, I actually changed from my glasses, and these are like things that I got from the store, right? These are like readers, right? They're not even prescription. I just got these from the store, and I'm like, they're better than my darn subscription prescription glasses. So, but anyway, but is Airbnb a threat to hotels? It is a threat in the way of technology. Okay. Um, and in certain markets, I'm gonna say certain markets, it can be a threat as far as you know occupancy. People staying at Airbnb versus hotels, right? So yes, it is a threat, but I think it's more of the threat on the technology side because they have that. You can do a personless check-in, meaning you don't have to go through someone else to do it. You can access it however you access it. Some of them, I've worked with this company before called Hostiva, where they actually give locks to the people that own the houses that are doing the shared living arrangements. They give you the locks that are basically work through an app, and the same thing that I have at my house, same kind of thing that you can get at Home Depot and install on your front door, and will unlock your door and will open and close your garage as well. So is Airbnb a threat to hotels? Yes, because if there's labor shortages continue, if there's travelers that want more technology, yeah, because they're going to go somewhere, right? So just remember that. Well, I'm off of that. All right. So that was that. That was something that kept me up all night last night. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna address this tomorrow. So I don't see any comments. So no comments. No one has any comments. Hey, a quick thank you to Emily Lang. She's a sales manager at the Marriott Detroit Renaissance Center. Why am I thanking Miss Emily? Well, I've been planning some groups probably last month or so, and Emily, one of the few, I don't know why this is, because she's a sales manager, right? So you would think if things aren't in order, sales managers would reach out to you and say, "Hey, I need this from you. I need that from you." Well, I was dealing with probably 4 hotels at the same time, right? Well, Emily's the only one that will respond without me having to, you know, um, initiate a conversation, right? She knew things were not, everything was not in order, right? So maybe I didn't have a room list in, maybe I didn't have my payment in, maybe the contract was not signed. I mean, she followed up and made sure every step of the way, okay, these are things we're going to do, these are things I'm going to need. I can't go any further without this. I mean, very professional, very hospitality like, which that's what we want, right? So, like I said, I dealt with 4 different hotels at the same time, Emily's the only one that would, without me having a call, she would call me or she would email me. She would initiate conversations. She would initiate emails. She would do all that stuff. So I couldn't, I couldn't thank her enough. And I think some people, sometimes salespeople, I don't know if they think I'm being facetious. I don't know what they look at it, how they look at it, but I'll say, I appreciate your follow up, because I really do, because it's not like it's commonplace. It's not commonplace for every sales manager to follow up with you. It's just not, right? And that's the thing that gets me. I don't know where we stop, following up. I don't know where that happened, but um I don't know, but I just want to thank Emily because Emily did follow up. She's now she even told me, she goes, okay, contract payment is there. Now we're going to turn it over to our guests or convention services team, right? And this person, Miss Smith, I'm just throwing out a name. Miss Smith will be in touch with you to make sure you get your rooming list and all this stuff in. Boom. Okay. All right. Now she's telling me the next step, right? She didn't just ghost me and say, nothing, radio silence. She didn't do that. She gave me the next step. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. So that's why I'm thanking Miss Emily Lang, sales manager at the Marriott Detroit Renaissance Center. There you go. Okay, comment from Lonnie. Great seeing you all signing. Oh, great seeing you all signing off for 4:30 hospitality meeting. All right, Lonnie, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate you. Lonnie is always on. He always encouraged me to keep going, and I appreciate that, Lonnie. So, and Lonnie was he was a guest on my show several weeks ago. So go back on LinkedIn and see the show. It was kind of distorted because I was having some Wi-Fi issues, but we got the information, we got the goods. So go check that one out. Lonnie's a housekeeping guru. Okay, so and he's a consultant. He's a hired gun. So if you're having housekeeping issues, you need to call Lonnie. Okay, call Lonnie and just tell him Russell of Hotels sent you. But no, thank you so much, Lonnie, for just chiming in, and take care of your meeting, and good luck. Make some money. So, but thank you, Emily. Lonnie is always supportive. Yes, he is, and thank you, Robin. I didn't see you on there, Robin, but thank you so much for joining in, Robin Moncrief. Now, Robin is with. Let me hold on one second. Let me adjust this. See, that's one thing about Ecamm, that I can adjust things, you know. But anyway, but yeah, I'm sorry. Robin is with Don't Look Under the Bed podcast. So if you want a good podcast other than mine, you want to listen to, you need to check out Robin and Nikki's. Okay, Don't Look Under the Bed podcast. It streams everywhere that you have your favorite podcast. Whatever you're looking for, Spotify, whatever. Just Google Don't Look Under the Bed podcast and you'll find it. But no, Robin is good, and um, one day, I'm gonna say this. One day, she's gonna come on live with me. She's gonna come on the show. She's gonna agree. She will agree to come on the show. That's one. And the second, she will agree to do a live with me on Instagram. I don't know what the big deal is, but she'll be on everything else. She'll, do things at the bowling alley, pictures and all that kind of stuff, but she won't come on air with Russell of Hotels. I don't understand that, but anyway, we want to get into that. So, and she says, I am. Okay, thank you. But no, I thank everyone for joining in, but I thank Robin, you for joining in as well. And where's Nikki? I don't see her joining in. But anyway, what's the three things? These are three things that I always talk about, that I'm being. These are like my New Year's resolutions, if you will. Not that I do New Year's resolutions, but I started this at the first of the year. Number one, be intentional. Make decisions and take action on what's important to you. So whatever is important to you, take those actions. Okay, make those decisions and take those actions. Number two, be you. You know how people always say, and I always mention this every week, and I always talk in this voice. Be your authentic self. No, just be you. Okay. Some people will say be your authentic self. Well, I'm just saying that's a cliche. I think now, just be you. Okay. So don't try to be anyone else. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I'm trying to be Russell of Hotels or Russell Edmond. Okay, let me start with being Russell Edmond first, and then the Russell of Hotels will come later. But yeah, just be you. Like I said, if you, the examples I always give, if I came on here and I didn't laugh at all, you would think something was wrong. Like, what is wrong with him now? He's trying to be serious now? What, huh? Russell, okay, 100% serious? I'm always gonna laugh, right? So I'm trying to be me, and just you. If the situation is reversed, it's on you. Be you. Don't try to be anyone else. Number three, be represented because my representation matters. Before I just said representation matters. Now I'm putting my in there. My representation matters because to me, it matters that people see people like me doing these kind of shows or doing lives or planning meetings or being a brand show off. Okay. That's important to me. Okay. Because there's someone that's coming behind me, there's someone that's watching and never knew that you can do this. Okay. So they, well, why is this? Who's this guy? This Russell of Hotels guy? Who said he can do it? No, I said I can do it. Right. So, but there's someone out there that may need a push to do something like this, a talk show, a podcast, or whatever it is. Okay, so and sometimes they say, well, people look like me can't do it. Unfortunately, that's how some people can think because they don't see enough people being represented. So that's what I'm talking about. Boom, I'm done. Okay, so yeah, so one, be intentional, make decisions and take action on what's important to you. Number two, be you. And number three, be represented because your representation matters, or in this case, my representation matters. So there you go. The second one or the next one. See, I love this whole Ecamm thing where I just click and it just goes to another scene, right? Being intentional about her hotel ownership, talking about being intentional. Miss Davon Reeves is being intentional because she's a hotel owner and she's trying to get people to buy hotels. That's her thing, right? She wants to add, I don't know, what did she say? At least 22 hotel owners by the end of the year, for 2022. She wants like at least 22 more hotel owners that look like her. And she happens to be African American. So, and she happens to be like 34. I think she had a birthday. She's either 34 or 35 years old. I don't know. What was I doing at 34, 35? Not owning a hotel, not even thinking about that. Okay. So that alone right there tells you that there's things out there that you can do, right? There's things out there that you can do um, that you didn't think you can do, right? So now I know I can buy a hotel. Okay. I've been in this hotel industry for 30 years. Let's just say that. Okay. And no one has ever said, hey, there's a book on how you can buy a hotel or own a hotel. No. No, in 30 years I've never seen that. Okay. So now Miss Davon Reeves has made it easy for us to buy a hotel, right? So I'm gonna talk the heck out of Miss Davon Reeves, right? So every week I've been I think since the book came out, probably the whole year, right? I've been saying this. So there you go, Miss Davon Reeves, how to buy a hotel. So the book is available. All you got to do is Google Davon Reeves, how to buy a hotel. Boom, you can find where the book is. Let's see, any comments? David Gray is listening. Hey, David Gray, how are you? I appreciate it. Is this your first time? I think you're a first timer, Mr. David Gray. So I appreciate you coming on and listening. David Gray happens to be, let's see, David Gray happens to be a neighbor, a friend, of course, but he's a neighbor, right? Lives down the street from me. And we've been talking about podcasts for a while. He does production and all that kind of stuff. And I remember when I told him I was getting the Roadcaster, right? Because that's the big thing, right? In podcasting and doing shows like this. He's like, what? You got the Roadcaster? I said, man, I got the Roadcaster. So, but this is the first time I think he's been on the show. But thank you so much, David, for joining. Hopefully, I do our street proud. So, but anyway, getting back to social media, increase your social media engagement. Now, you guys know I'm a big proponent of social media, right? If you don't know anything about me, I will social media the heck out of something. Okay, so follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn, all these different things because my thing is to put information out there, right? If that's hotels, if that's being a brand show off, which that's what I am as well. What does that even mean? I haven't got to that part yet, but I'll just since I threw it out there, a brand show off to me is someone that's, showing off your brand. I mean, just as simple as that. I'm showing off not just my brand, but hotel brands, brands that need assistance with their social media engagement, and consistency is one of those things, right? I had a conversation with somebody last week. Yeah, last week I was catching up with this friend of mine, and she said, I've been posting things and I haven't been getting any responses. So I'm not gonna basically she was waving a white flag. Okay, like I've been posting, I don't get any engagement, and I think I told her, and I've told a couple of people this: if you're not getting engagement from your social media, you're doing something wrong. You need to rethink what you're doing. Okay, but just remember, I'm not sure exactly what kind of engagement that you're trying to get, or you just want to get people that, okay, I saw it. Okay, you want people that are acting on things. Well, if you want things that, okay, and now all of a sudden I post one thing and someone's going to buy my service or buy my product. Well, that's not the case, right? People want to know who you are. Tell them a story, right? Do a live. That's one thing that I always do because it shows your personality. It shows who you are. So the more lives you do, the more social media postings you do, people are going to figure out who you are as a person before they start, and as a brand before they say, okay, I want Russell of Hotels to help me with this, or I'm gonna stay at that hotel because Russell of Hotels stayed there. I mean, it takes a while for that to happen. It's not because I come to the Conrad World Resorts or Resorts World in Las Vegas. All of a sudden, people are gonna flock, and they, because Russell of Hotels stay here, I'm gonna stay there. I wish I had that, like, Kim Kardashian thing going, where wherever she stays, people want to stay. Whatever products she use or services she use, people want to do that. Well, I'm a work in progress. Okay, so I'm not there yet, but consistency is the key, right? For normal people like us, okay, consistency is the key. Now, there's another level when you're a celebrity and all that kind of stuff. Okay, well, they're celebrities for a reason, right? Um, and yeah, of course, those people flock to, okay, so and so's going to be at this at the mall. People flock there. So and so eats here. Oh shoot, she eats there. Okay, well, let me go over there and eat there too. So and so's a vegan. Okay, what? I'm a vegan. So, but regardless of what it is, to increase your social media engagement, it starts with consistency. So what I told that young lady, a friend of mine, that said, hey, I'm not getting any engagement. I said, well, how long have you been doing it? I've been doing it for weeks now. Okay, well, you may have to do it for months. Okay, so just continue to do it, but change up some things. Change up your verbiage, change up some of the pictures, maybe change the angle, or maybe start doing it live, right? Like, hey, I'm Russell of Hotels, and people always ask me, what do I do? And you go into what you do or where you're from. I'm Russell of Hotels, and I grew up in a small farming community small farming community in the desert. Okay, that gets you right there. A farming community in the desert, and it's called Blythe, California. Okay, so you would be amazed how many people will contact me because they've gone through Blythe. Because Blythe is on the 10 freeway, right? So if you're going east, you say you're going east, going to Phoenix or going to Arizona. It's the last town in California. If you're coming from Arizona, you're going west on the 10 freeway. It's the first town in California as you cross the border, right? So I had some friends a friend that called me, uh, oh, we just went through Blythe and I thought about you, right? So it's stuff like that that it resonates with people. That's something that's personal to me, right? I grew up, I was born and raised there, right? And people always say, you live there, and I just have to throw this out here. The black people always say, there's black people that live there. Yes, quite a few. Okay. so what does David say? Subject has to be interesting. I don't even know what that means, David, but hopefully I'm interesting enough for you to stay on. But yeah, so you have to get people, right. You have to be personalized on you. You got to put yourself out there, okay? Because people always say be yourself. Okay, first of all, be you, and sometimes you got to do things or say things that maybe you didn't, like I said, I'm from Blythe, right? I don't have a problem with telling people that's where I'm from. I'm born and raised, okay? I don't have a problem with that, okay? So, but people are looking for that. People are looking for that personal connection to something. Oh, I grew up in a small town. How was that grow up in a small town? Because that's how it goes from there, right? And people will start engaging with you on social media, through the DMs or whatever. They'll start making comments. I mean, just the other day, it was on a Sunday. Somebody was sending messages to me on LinkedIn because they wanted to know what my business. Okay, you say Russell of Hotels. Do you own a hotel? I'm like, no, I don't own a hotel. And I had to explain kind of what I did, right? And she is, well, how's business going? This and that. She happens to, own property or whatever. So it just went from one thing to the next, but she wanted to know exactly what I did because she was seeing my postings, right? So that's engagement, right? That's what you want to get engaged with. And those are things that you're trying to start because that's where it starts, right? People don't go from A to Z, right? They go A, and then there's a lot more letters in between when you get to Z, right? So they want to get to that start before they say, okay, at Z, that's where I'm gonna start, maybe buy something or ask more questions or whatever. But just remember, it's a process. Social media is a process, but it's something that has to be consistent. And you got to be engaging. Okay, you got to start off being engaging. So, okay, so consistency, value. Make sure you're adding value to whatever you're talking about or whatever the subject matter is. Or for me, hopefully I'm adding value to people that stay in hotels or planning meetings or being a brand show off or being a show host. Okay, so those are things that I'm trying to do is bring value to someone or solve a problem or make someone laugh. Whatever the heck it is, it's information that people are looking for. The third one is authentic. There you go again. Be authentic. Be you. Don't be fake on social media because there's enough fake people on social media, right? And people realize what that is, right? They realize that you're fake. Okay. If oh, I'm LA, I'm from LA. Well, I always said this. I live in LA, but I'm not from LA. I've never claimed to being from LA. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're all LA now, right? I'm like, no, I'm as country as they come. Okay, so it's just that, yeah, I'll be a little fake now. I may talk a different way, whatever, but I'm from Blythe. That's me. So that's me being authentic, right? So me saying that I'm all Hollywood and all that, that's being fake. Okay, that's not me. Okay, so consistency, value, authentic. Those are three things you need to do in order to increase your social media engagement. Now that we've gone through those three things, are there tools that you can use to do all that? Okay, boom. Using IG Reels and doing lives. Okay, I talked about this before where IG Reels, that's the new thing, right? That's the answer to TikTok. So if people don't want to do TikTok because they think there's a bunch of kids on there dancing and acting silly, well, you may be true. You may be right. But the average person, the average age of people on TikTok is 25 to 35, and they're mothers. Do your research, okay? Because I've done mine. So that's the average age. And I think because they want to see what their kids are doing. So that would be my guess, right? But yeah, that's the average age, right? So, and that's the demographics. These are mothers that are watching or that watch, yeah, I guess that engage on TikTok. Okay, well, anyway, IG Reels, Instagram Reels are the answer to TikTok. Okay, so they're looking for IG Reels in order to be effective. They're looking for short videos. Okay, so that's in the long videos on IG. They don't want those anymore. And I just heard this last night. Okay, so you're getting it first here, right? So they want the less than a minute videos. So if you notice, most of well, all of them, I think, my IG reels that I do are less than a minute. And that's because people don't have time to be looking at a movie on IG reel. They just want a little bit. Then give me the information and so I can get the heck out of here. Okay. Hotel. Okay. He's showing the hotel. He's at the Conrad in Las Vegas, the Conrad Resorts World in Vegas. Okay, cool. I saw it. Boom. I'm done. Okay. I'll log it here, but I don't have time for anything else. That's how people are, right? So use IG Reels, and IG Reels basically pairs a video. I guess you can do still pictures, but I would suggest use video, and then you can pair music with it. Okay, and people actually will look at your video not necessarily for the video, but for the music. But all you want them to do is click on it so they can see exactly what you're talking about. Okay, so if it's the music that's getting them to go there, that's fine. And how do you find out that which music is trending? Okay, if you look at, say you're on Instagram and you go reels, you click at the bottom where it says reels, you click on that, and there'd be an arrow like pointed, like that, something like an arrow, a black arrow. Anything that has an arrow next to it'd be next to the song. That means that's trending. That's what that means, right? I don't know how long it's going to trend. You don't know how long it's going to trend, but that's what that means. If the song it's an IG reel, and the song has an arrow like pointed in an angle, um, towards the song, the name of the song, that means that it's trending. Okay, so you got real information today. See, everybody didn't know all that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm dropping gems here and there. David said good points. Thank you, David. See, I appreciate that. See, you know, that's a friend and neighbor for you, right? He's give me a pat on the back, so which means I'm gonna continue to go now, right? Because if he didn't, I was gonna stop the show like deuces. Okay, no, I'm joking. Anyway, I'm trying to be funny. See, that's what I'm talking about, being authentic, right? That's me, right? So anyway, so using IG Reels is one, and then using lives. Now I mentioned that the young lady who said she wasn't getting the engagement that she thought she should get. I suggested that you do more lives. She started doing lives, but she only were doing lives on one platform. Well, maybe you need to expand your platforms. So say you're only posting on one platform. Let's just say it's LinkedIn. Okay, you're posting on LinkedIn and you're not getting any engagement. Well, maybe you should go to other platforms like Instagram, like Facebook, like Twitter, like maybe even TikTok. I don't know. It's up to you. But the more, I mean, you got to figure out what your sweet spot is, right? Um, my sweet spot, yeah, it's Instagram, I believe, but I do a lot. I do my live shows just like this on LinkedIn, but I do lives on Instagram as well, and I also use YouTube because ultimately people want to be on YouTube, right? That's the thing because everybody wants. I guess once you made it to YouTube and you're starting to get money for that. That's the ultimate, right? Because there's YouTube stars and all that kind of stuff. I'm not concerned about all that. I do post on YouTube, but I do have a YouTube channel. But no, I think my audience is more on Instagram and LinkedIn. Okay, that's why I do my show on live. Here we are on LinkedIn, right? Because of that. But you do have to do Instagram Reels, and you should do more lives to get more engagement. Okay. Who's hiring? Ooh, let me see. I just had a couple people that are hiring. Hold on one second. I wasn't paying attention over here. So I have two jobs. Two jobs. Hotel Angelino, which is in LA. They're looking for a director of sales and marketing. Okay. And that's on Indeed. So if you didn't hear me, you forgot, it's on Indeed. So Indeed.com. So Hotel Angelino is right off the 405 freeway. You can't miss it. It's a cylinder building. It's near Westwood, right? So Sunset, maybe it's right between Sunset and what's that? Maybe Santa Monica Boulevard off the 405 freeway. Anyway, you've seen it before. If you're in LA, you've driven by it, you've been on the 405 going to the valley, you've seen it. Okay, so that's the hotel. Oh, am I right on that, Angelino? Yeah, 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 I'm right. Whew, I had to think about that for a second. Am I giving the right information on the right hotel? Yeah, and then the Lux Hotel in Brentwood, they're looking for, which is in LA too, suburb of LA. They're looking for a director of sales and marketing as well. Now, I love that hotel. It's kind of hidden. It's off the freeway, get off on Sunset, but instead of going towards UCLA, you go the opposite direction. So if you're going north on the 405 freeway, get off on Sunset, you make a left, okay, and go over the bridge, the overpass, and then it's kind of hidden right, not too far from the freeway. But I remember the owner, Ephraim. I can't remember his last name. Ephraim, nice guy, nicest guy, genuine hospitality guy. Okay, owns that hotel. I remember. remember meeting him a couple years back, probably about 10 years ago. But he's a nice guy. I would like to work for him. Okay. But anyway, we're not talking about me. We're talking about people that may want that job. So two jobs, Hotel Angelino and the Lux Hotel in Brentwood. They're both looking for directors of sales and marketing, and they're both on Indeed.com. Non-meat eats. Okay. Okay. So I think I forgot to mention the non-meat eats last week. Now, for people that are tuning in for the first time, I am a plant-based eater, 100%, right? So if you want to call it vegan, I have a vegan diet, okay? I don't necessarily have a vegan lifestyle, but what I eat, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat meat, I don't eat fish, chicken, I don't eat any of that stuff. No cheese, unless it's made with plant-based milk. Of course I do. But there you go. So every week I'll go to, especially on Saturdays, we go to a new place that I've never been to before, right? So, well, okay, 2 weeks ago I went to Harold and Bales. Okay, Harold and Bales is located in LA in the inner city, okay, but it's one of the best Cajun soul food places out there. Okay. Well, I haven't been there in years because I have this plant-based, you know, lifestyle, right? So why would I go to Harold and Bales and get seafood and chicken and andouille sausage and all that kind of stuff? Well, check this out. 3 weeks ago, I found out they have a vegan menu now. They do vegan gumbo, vegan jambalaya. They do vegan red beans and rice. They do fried oyster mushrooms. When I saw that, I'm like, I'm going there. Okay. 2 weeks later, I went, and you talking about phenomenal. I mean, the food is bomb. Okay. The food is lit. Okay. Whatever you want to put, any adjectives you want to throw on there, the food is serious. So, yeah, that's going to be my new spot because I love Cajun. I love the spicy, the season. I love that stuff. Right. So, but I mean, I had the jambalaya, I had the oyster mushrooms, some sauteed spinach. Friend I was there that was there with me, he had it was like a, I don't know, Louisiana. It wasn't etouffee. It was something that was over pasta. I don't remember, but it was good. It looked good. I didn't taste it, but it looked good, and he said it was good. So check that out. Harold and Bales they have a vegan menu. Check it out. And then also just this last week, I went to Stuff I Eat. Now I've been there before, but it's been a couple years. Stuff I Eat. It's in Inglewood on Market. Okay, the lady in there, no, I'm not exaggerating to this. Okay. The lady that owns it, she's like 80 years old, but she looks like she's like 50. She's been a vegan her whole life. She eats raw food only. And not saying that this restaurant is like that is 100% raw. No, it's not 100% raw, but they do have raw things on the menu, which I don't eat. That's not me, right? But they had this lunch burrito, vegan lunch burrito that kind of had a taste like chorizo. Okay, you know the seasons that you put in chorizo. It was in this burrito. I was like, man, this is good, and it was filling, and it comes with like a little side salad. So Stuff I Eat, they have good tacos there too, Taco Tuesdays. So those are my two for the last 2 weeks. Those are my two restaurants you should check out if you want to try something vegan that is bomb. Stuff I Eat in Inglewood on Market Street, and then Harold and Bales, which is a Cajun and soul food with vegan items. So there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to educate everybody. Okay. Um, what do I do? People always ask me, well, this Russell of hotels? Who the heck does he think he is, and what does he do other than run his mouth? That's what people say. So I'm a brand show off. So check out any my LinkedIn page, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Did I miss anything? Check those out. I show off brands. If I'm not showing off my brand, I'm showing off somebody else. You know, people will ask me, hotels will ask me, tourism boards will ask me, hey, I need some help with this. Can you show off my brand? I mean, that's basically what they're saying. They may not use those words. They may say content creating. So people will throw in that buzzword content creating because that's what you do. You're creating content. Okay. Well, I went to another step further. I call it, I'm showing off your brand. I'm a brand show off. which means content creating in another sense. So that's what I do. That's one thing that I do. So, and it's always about hotels, tourism, or non-meat eats, which I just talked about in great detail. Okay, so those are three things that I concentrate on, but I'm a brand show off. Next thing I do hotel site selection. That's why I'm here today, right? I'm at the independent, it's independent, yeah, Independent Planners Educational Conference, IPEC. That's why I'm here at this hotel. That's why I'm in Vegas because I'm attending their conference. So I do hotel site selection. So some people call it meeting planning, or what else do they call it? They may call it something, I don't know. But I call it hotel site selection because the part that I assist planners with, or companies and organizations, is with the selecting the right hotel site for their meeting. Okay, so I don't get involved in the meeting planning aspect because that's more for a meeting planner, and they worry about the content of that meeting. I may assist with managing a meeting every now and then, meaning once everything is done, they may need someone to come in and say, "Hey, I need someone just to make sure the liaison between our group and the hotel," which that's fine with me because I used to work in a hotel, right? Convention services. So I would be like convention services for the other side, for the meeting planner side, right? Or for the company side, because the hotel has their own convention services person or banquet captain or however your hotel is set up. But convention services person probably would be for a bigger hotel, convention type hotel. So I do that. And then also, boom, I'm a show host, right? So, and if you look at these two things on the left, it says top 30 podcasts in hospitality for 2021. So, um, of course, there's 29 other ones that got that distinction. But yeah, I think I was number 17 out of 30, something like that. 30, was it 17, 20? I don't remember. Let's just say 17. I was number 17 out of 30 for the top podcast, hotel podcast or hospitality related podcast. And then in the top 25 for social media influencers in hospitality. So I thank the International Hospitality Institute for that distinction. I mean, I do not take that stuff lightly, that someone actually, appreciates what I do. And it just tells me that, yeah, my hard work is paid off, but it just tells me that I have more work to do, right? Because I want to stay on the list. There you go. So thank you so much for putting me on that list. And of course, I'm going to talk about it. Every chance I get, I'm going to throw it out there on my social media, right? Contact information. How do you get a hold of me? Russell at Russell of Hotels is my email, so you can always reach out to me, and you can DM me, you can instant message me, however you need to get a hold of me. I remember one time someone said, "Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you." Well, what have you been doing? What do you mean been trying to get a hold of me? I can't find information about you. I'm like, you're lying, because all you got to do is Google Russell of Hotels, Russell L. Edmond, and everything will come out. My whole life will be on there. My whole life is online, which is that a good thing? I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it is what it is. So if you're in social media, you can't be one of those people like, "Oh, I can't, I'm not gonna, I don't want people to find me." The government is looking at what? Huh? Don't be in social media then. Okay. You can't do that. You can't do one without people knowing your business. And that's fine. I mean, I put myself out there because I want people to reach out to me if they need assistance. So yes, every social media platform I'm on. Okay. Google on Air with Russell of Hotels, you'll find me. Google my name, Russell Edmond. Google On Air with Russell of Hotels, you'll find me. So there you go. And of course, you can find me on LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter at Russell of Hotels. Okay, that's what they call me, right? That's me. One thing to ask yourself. This used to be three things, but I whittled it down to three because the other two, maybe I got tired of them. I don't know. I said, you know what? I don't need these other two. So what's the one thing? What are you doing to keep your brand relevant? What are you doing? I don't know. Only you can answer that question. What do I do to keep my brand relevant? I do a live talk show every week, Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. I post religiously daily on Instagram, YouTube, what do you call it? Facebook, Twitter. every day. Instagram, did I say Instagram? Reels, did I say that? Okay, I do that every single day. I post every single day, several times a day, religiously, even on Saturday and Sundays. Okay, in fact, twice on Sundays I do it. Can you say that? Yeah, I can. But yeah, I do post all the time because I want to get the engagement. And if I'm not getting the engagement, that means I need to change what I'm doing. And I'll change certain things. I'll use the same picture. Repurposing content is king. Okay. So take a lot of pictures. So just quick advice. Quick advice. Take a lot of pictures, right? On my way here, I probably took 10 pictures. I mean, on my way from when I got to the airport this morning at LAX, took pictures in the terminal, on the plane, takeoff, landing, because I don't know when I'm gonna use those pictures. And I do a lot of videos, right? So I don't know how I'm gonna do the content, but I'm gonna do something with those pictures, And I keep them in my phone forever. I deleted about 400 pictures this morning, and I added about, well, at least 10 so far. And I'm sure once I finish this live or finish this show, I'm gonna be around the hotel taking pictures as well. So repurpose your content, meaning you can use that same picture, just change the caption, put it on different platforms. There you go. So what are you doing to keep your brand relevant? Like I just mentioned what I do. I have a talk show. I do reels every day. I do lives list 3 times a week. Um, I have this show. I talk about my brand consistently. The brand is Russell of Hotels, or the brand is you. Okay. You just happen to work for another brand. Okay. So what are you doing for your personal brand, whoever you are, Joe Smith, and what are you doing for the brand that you represent? Maybe it's Joe Smith Realty. Maybe it's, whatever it is. What are you doing for those two brands? Because it's in essence two brands, not just one. There you go. We're on the home stretch here. What is your SSI number? What is SS? I don't even know what SSI stands for. I mean, some people will say, what does SSI stand for? I mean, I know what it stands for. It stands for Social Selling Index, and this is specific to LinkedIn. Okay, it has to do with your engagement. How many people are maybe follow, not necessarily how many people are following you, but how much engagement are you getting from the people that do follow you? Okay, so I got a 71 out of 100, and that 71 out of 100 are made up of these four categories on the right side of the screen. It says four components of your score. Establishing your professional brand is one. I got 21.09, okay, out of that 71. And then the next one is find the right people. Are you finding the right people that you're linked in with? I got 10.31 on that. Engage with insights. Insights mean, okay, someone posts something. Did you make comments on what they posted? That's what they're looking for. LinkedIn is looking for people to engage. That's how you can change that 71, right? I think 72 is the highest I've ever got. Now it goes down. I think I've gotten as low as 68. So I haven't checked this in 2 weeks. Okay, so this number is actually 2 weeks old. So I have to check it again for the next show to make sure it's still at 71, or maybe it's gone up higher. I don't know. But you would think having a live show on LinkedIn would help, but I don't know if it even helps. But anyway, so that's what engaged insights are, and then build relationships. So out of that 71, I got 25, and 25 is the most you can get, right? So yeah, so that's what that is. That's what that means. So how do you find that score? So if you're on LinkedIn and you want to know this score, you can find this link. All you got to do is Google SSI index. Okay, Google SSI index LinkedIn. Yeah, throw LinkedIn at the end of it too. And it will come up and it'll tell you you want your score, your SSI score, and yes, just click on that and it'll automatically do it. It doesn't cost you any money to do it. You have to have a LinkedIn profile, a LinkedIn account, of course, right? You don't even have to be a paid member of LinkedIn either. Okay, it'll give you that score, right? And then let me know what it was, okay? Yeah, let me know what it is. Okay, we're about to end this show. I mean, well, I got a couple more things to do, but hopefully you guys have had a good time. I've had a good time doing the show. I don't know why, but I think maybe just being away, you know, from the house, the everyday stuff, like, the show. I always have to put up what do you call it, the green screen and all that stuff. But here, I just came in here and just set up, and boom, there we are. You see the room in the background, right? Can you see that? You see the bed right there? Haven't been slept in yet because I just got here. That's why. Okay. And I wouldn't show if it was messed up anyway. So, three things before we get out of here. Three things I always say. Um, Purpose. Know why you're doing what you do. Okay. I know why I'm doing this show on air with Russell of Hotels. I know why why am I doing it? Because I want to be a marketing disruptor. Okay, I want to disrupt the flow of marketing that everyone's not doing this. Okay, everyone's not doing a talk show, a hospitality talk show. Not everyone's doing that, right? And you can see like I said, I'm in the top 30 of hospitality talk shows. Now, there's more than 30. There's a lot more. And this is international. This is around the world, right? But everyone's not doing it. There's at least another 29 that are doing it, but that's it, right? So the purpose of this show is to talk about trends in hospitality. Have people come on that are in hospitality, talk about their journey, how they got into hospitality, why did they choose this career? Did they choose hospitality or did hospitality choose them? I mean, that's a question you can ask, right? Because everybody got in here differently. I actually went to school for this stuff. Okay, I almost said something else. But everybody didn't do that. Everybody has their own path to how they got into the hospitality industry. So, but know your purpose. Know why you're doing what you're doing. Passion. Either you have it or you don't. If I didn't have a passion for doing this, you would first of all you would see it because I'll be coming across fake, okay, and then I probably wouldn't do it anymore. But I love what I do. I love doing the show. I love the postings. I love the interaction I get from people that are interested in what I'm doing. I love the industry. So I do have a passion for it, and hopefully you can see that just by me talking. I didn't have to say this. I didn't have to put that one up as being one of the three things, three P's, but I did it because I think people need to have passion for what they're doing. Because if you don't have passion for doing it, whatever you're doing, don't do it. Do something else. Perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve, don't give up, and swerve when you need to. People say, "What does swerve mean?" Well, swerve, I use that instead of that other pivot word that people use, the P word. I use swerve. Okay, and this is my definition of swerve versus pivot. Okay, pivot pivoting, you're already in the mess. You're already in the storm, right? And you're just like, oh my God, which way do I go now? Okay, this thing has happened. Where do I go? I'm just pivoting, and a lot of times you can make a circle. Well, swerve, you see it coming. You see it in the horizon. Okay, well, I'm not going to take that path. I'm going to take the path to the left. Okay, let me go to the left. All right, because that right there, straight ahead, is not where I want to go. So that's the difference. This is Russell of Hotels' difference between when you pivot and when you swerve. Okay, so boom, there you go. You can take that to the bank right there, right? So, but that's that. Let me just see. Okay, next week I'm gonna have these guests on. Okay, now if you follow my social media posting for the last couple of days, you've seen I've been posting something about a resort in Nicaragua. Okay, it's called the Aqua Oceanfront Resort in Nicaragua. Okay, so next week we're gonna have the people that put this thing together on the show, and I'm gonna show you this quick little. It's just a quick video. There's no sound to it, but I'm gonna show it to you. So Brandon Gerson and Paul Cohen, I'm gonna have them on the show next week. They're gonna talk about this beautiful resort that they have out in Nicaragua. So, and we're gonna do some things together. Okay, so, but hold on one second. I just lost my. Oh, I pushed a button. I didn't lose you guys, but it was the comment. Your reach has been spreading beyond the U.S. That's refreshing. So, thank you so much, Dylan. And you know what? And yes, it has. And that was not something that, when you start these things, you never know who is going to reach, who is going to matter to. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of content that people put out there, and maybe it goes somewhere, maybe it doesn't. Okay, and I'm really not concerned about their stuff. I'm concerned about what I do, and I've never been discouraged that like say, you know what, I'm not gonna do this because no one's. I don't know if people are watching. You know what I mean? I never got discouraged like that. I've always said, you know what, I'm gonna continue to do this because I like it, and it's. I think I'm putting out information, and sometimes it takes a while for people to start joining in, right? For people to look at it, to watch it. But I know that people are watching it, and I know that they're seeing the real me, right? And I always say this. Probably one of the reasons that I continue to do it is that when I first started the first year, my dad would tell me I told him I was doing this show, right? And he would always tell me, he would say, you need to continue to do this because it shows your personality. Okay, this is you, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. He would always say that. He said that shows your personality. And I always remember that, right? So I'm gonna continue to do it. Like I said, as a dedication to him, I'm gonna continue to do the show. But it's always good and refreshing when people outside of the boundaries, first you start outside of the greater LA area, then outside of California, then outside of the United States. I mean, I got people in Canada, people in South America, people in Central America, people in the Philippines, people in Africa, people in all the Caribbean islands that watch the show, right? And they listen to what I say. So I never thought that was going to happen, but it didn't come. It didn't come in a week. It didn't come in 2 weeks. It didn't come in a month. I've been doing this. This is 100 and what is it? 149 shows that I've done. Now, my next will be 150, right? So it takes time to get there. Okay, and I don't think I'm anywhere yet. I maybe I still have another 150 shows to do before I get to maybe where I really want to be. But who's to say? We don't know. But I'm gonna continue to go because I got a passion for it and I love what I do. So there you go. You guys have a great week. I think that's it. Um, I want to thank you guys for joining. I want to thank David Gray for joining. Robin Moncrief, Dylan Beaumont. Thank you so much. Where does Dylan work again? He works at the Fairfield Inn in Eugene, Oregon. Okay, so if you're going there, you got a sports team, you got doing college tours. You're going to visit your son or daughter who's going to school there. You're going to go watch the game. You need to stay at the Fairfield Inn in Eugene, Oregon. Okay, say go Ducks, and then go and tell Dylan, hey, I'm here for that Russell of Hotels rate. Okay, because I know it's real. Where is it? It's at least $1 off the bar rate. Okay. Dylan's like, wait a minute, I didn't say anything like that. I didn't agree to anything like that. No, I'm joking. But Dylan, thank you so much for joining in. Lonnie, of course, we'll always want to thank Lonnie for your support, um, continued support. Maret Padavani, yes, thank you as well. Maret is, I met Maret, it seemed like years ago, a year ago on Clubhouse, right? So, and then we kind of brought our show over here, although she's still, I think she said she's back to doing Clubhouse too. I haven't been back here yet, other than to listen to her. But yeah, Maret is a great supporter as well. So, but thank you guys all for joining on air with Russell of Hotels. Join us next week as we have those two gentlemen from the Aqua. What are their names again? Brandon Gerson and Paul Cohen. They're going to be on next week. They're going to talk about the that oceanfront, the Aqua Oceanfront Resort in Nicaragua. Okay, it's going to be great. It's going to be fire. It's going to be lit. Okay, but anyway, you guys take care. I don't have any music to go out on, but you guys take care, and we'll see you soon. Peace.